Here is the 2025 Mini Countryman S in chili red. This is all new this year. It is going to share the same platform as the BMW, the same powertrain, a lot of the interior components and technology, and I'm going to give you 3 reasons why to buy the Mini over the new X1 BMW. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides. Starting in the front, it has been refreshed. So the LED headlights, daytime runnings, it's going to integrate into the new octagonal grille with the gloss black on the top and on the lower bit. You're going to receive that 360-degree reverse camera because we have the comfort package. It's going to add a few more goodies through the interior. S badging, the lower is going to bulge out a bit, so it has that heritage of the BMW or a more performance style for the Mini. Now there is 3 trims this year. You have the Favored, the Classic, and the JCW. And this is the Classic trim, which will give us the gloss black for the roof and the side view mirror cap. The hood is going to have more of the performance style, but it's not going to bulge like the prior bonnets for the Mini. Receiving over 8 inches of clearance, and underneath the hood is going to be the 2.0 liter Mini twin power turbocharged inline 4-cylinder, producing 241 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque paired to a 7-speed dual clutch automatic transmission. Mini is saying that's going to reach 60 at 6.2 seconds, which is pretty quick because this is larger, it's wider, and it's also taller. This is the biggest Mini ever. Standard 18-inch 5-spoke alloy wheels. And I know I said I'm going to give you 3 reasons. The first reason why I would choose this over the BMW is because you're saving at least $3,000 to $5,000 opposed to any trim on the BMW. And when you go into the X1 M35i opposed to the JCW, it's the same power. Both will ride on the front-wheel drive platform. So when I'm thinking apples to apples, that's basically what you're getting with the Mini in a savings. And this is going to have the all-wheel drive system, which is the All4, 24 mpgs for the city, 32 mpgs for the highway, and towing up to 3,500 pounds. So if you live in Europe, this is actually more ideal. If you're living in the US, they've stretched it, increasing the interior for tall people like me. The rear is going to receive new LED turn signals and lighting that goes into the flat badging with the S in red. Because this is a chili red, kind of wish that they would have made it highlighted maybe with like black around it, just so that way you could see the S a little bit more so. It's not the JCW, so the lower is going to be less aggressive. The exhaust is hidden underneath, front and rear parking sensors, and we now have a BMW shark fin antenna, and the rear is going to look a little bit lower opposed to the BMW X1. For the second reason why I would choose this over the BMW, that's going to be in the interior, and the third will be in the drive, but you can already see the savings that's trickled in when you're considering the same warranty. You're going to receive 3 years of maintenance for free, but it's badged with the Mini. Power trunk lid that will go into 25.7 cubic feet of storage. I like that we have this little area here so nothing can roll out if you're on a hill. You'll have a storage nook, LED interior lights with a 12-volt charger underneath the floor. You can fold this as a 2-part and you have more storage capacity. Unfortunately, you do have to go into the back in order to maximize the cargo capacity. Pull the levers and it'll fold down at a 40-20-40 split, maxing cargo to 46.9 cubic feet. Twelve-way power seat adjustment, memory for the driver. It's an active lumbar support, heated front seats, 8-way power seat adjustment for the passenger with the new stitch work, the Mini badging. The new Mini is going to have plenty of headroom and leg room. The small SUV is going to start off with the cloth interior for the dash. You have that grille pattern for the top layer, heads-up display. There is no more driver gauge cluster. Everything will be done through the heads-up display in the 9.40 LED touchscreen. This has navigation, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, AM, FM, streaming Bluetooth audio, 5G capabilities. Put it into reverse, and we have a 360-degree reverse camera. You also have your assistance, which will change so that way you can see for the camera, and if you're using your backup assist, which you'll just simply push the button here and check this feature out. You kind of just tap the brake. It will engage everything. It's going to do the steering for you, so it's going to make it a little bit more easy, and it'll go for the exact amount of feet that you went. But if you go past around 5-6 miles per hour, it will stop, and it'll also indicate with the red illuminated lights. You also have, for the 3D view, which you can click these points here to go all around the vehicle, car wash view, which will show the trajectory for the front. Rework toggle switches to put it in gear, to start the vehicle, in different experiences, which will change the driving mode and the whole layout for the vehicle. So it starts off with a trail. Balance. This will change the lumbar support for the driver, making it feel similar to a massage seat. Timeless. Vivid. Green, which is your eco mode. Core, which is your comfort mode, and go-kart for the sport mode. New air vents, and because it's more airy, this is the second reason why I would choose this over the BMW X1, because you're going to have a little bit more storage capacity. You don't have a pass-through, but you're getting the new box. You got storage here, 2 USB ports, and a 12 volt. This is going to be a little bit sporty, but that's to be expected with the storage tray right here that's underneath the wireless charging pad. And the new reworked steering wheel, I mean, you could tell this is out of the BMW parts bin, multi-function. Paddle shifts will be on the JCW with this seatbelt design that's right here. Ambient lighting that's going to be found throughout the interior of the front as well as the back. The new mini digital key. And the new key fob for the Mini Countryman. With a large pano moonroof, and you have the power sunshade, the interior camera, auto-dimming rear view mirror, and we have the upgraded Harman Kardon. Standard is a 6-speaker with 100 watts, and 10 airbags will be throughout. The door is going to have the cloth on the top, and it's going to be more everyday where it needs, and it's going to be a little bit more sporty here with one touch up and down for the windows and a long storage pocket. This is the way the seat setting is if you need optimal cargo capacity. However, it's a Mini Countryman, so you're going to have a sufficient amount of cargo. Headroom, legroom, not an issue, with storage behind both the driver passenger, USB ports, air vents. You'll have a little storage tray here, cup holders with armrests, and I like that the pattern comes into the rear. The door is going to have the same materials found in the front, so you have the new door handle and the cloth materials. It's going to be everyday with about the same size storage pocket and a beverage holder carved out. The center is not going to be flat. You'll have plenty of feet space as well as butt, leg, and shoulder space. Headroom sitting into the center is going to be more than enough, and I'm at 6'3". The same B48 engine, 241 horsepower, 295 pound-feet of torque, the same specs, 6.2 seconds. Let's see how we get it. Nearly got it on the first bend. Dynamics is going to have some body roll. It's not going to have that go-kart feel. It's still playful. Visibility is more than enough. But at heart, it feels more like an SUV than a sports car, which is to be expected because of the size. Now we're going to get that 0 to 60. The exhaust filter's in good. It still captures most of the pleasure of a Mini. It's a great example of Mini going into the next level, making a larger SUV something that can be utilize for a family. You could still have some fun with it, which brings me to the third point of this review of why I would purchase this over the X1, because you're getting the same dynamics, the same everything. So the drive is going to be so similar that it's not going to be noticeable, even with the side-to-side comparison, which I have a review on as well. You can click on it at the end of this video so you can see the comparison side by side. Now, the JCW has not been released in North America yet. I'm assuming it's going to be a little bit more playful, but in the same category, it's the same performance as the M35i. So yet again, the only reason why I would option the X1 is because of the screen layout. The heads-up display is going to be a con for me here because I'm tall, so I have to put the seat in the lowest seating position, and I still can't really see everything on the heads-up display. I have to look into the 9.4 OLED screen. The ambient lighting, it's enough. I mean, it's a Mini. You don't need to go over the top. The storage, like I was saying in the interior, that's definitely a pro for me, and the fact that you're getting BMW steering wheel with just Mini badging across it. No paddle shifts for North America on the S. That's a con for me. You have to go into the JCW in order to get it. This is a 7-speed dual clutch automatic transmission, so I would have liked to see the paddle shifts so I could be a little bit more engaged. I'm all right with the new toggle switch layout. The experience mode, you have a lot of them. And when you're thinking about competition, Mini and BMW itself set itself in a different sect. They actually go hand in hand against each other. But look at the performance. And that's at a roll start. Changing into core, you'll get the tunes that come in when you change the experience. I like that. The comfort mode, it's not going to change much in the chassis drive, but it will change for the RPM ratio, meaning it'll change gears a little bit more frequently, so it's a little bit more eco-friendly. And the fact that you have plenty of space in the back and cargo capacity. I was just in London, and the first thing that I said to a lot of relatives is, you know, if I lived here, I would probably pick the Mini Countryman because I would like an SUV. I got towing capacity of 3,500 pounds plus cargo capacity that's one of the best in class, and plenty of space for somebody that's 6'3", my dimensions, in each row. So it's kind of a no-brainer. That's definitely going to be a lot of pluses. Going back to some cons is the exterior is not going to look as dynamic as prior, even if you go into the Mini Cooper 2-door hardtop, which I have a couple comparison reviews and actual reviews on that particular vehicle. And I'm not saying that they've let us down, but unfortunately you do have to more or less go into the JCW to not just get the styling, but to get the full performance and the paddle shifts for North America. Switching it into balance mode, which will close the pano moonroof and it'll start the massage seats more or less for the lumbar support area. So I like that you're getting a lot more comfort in this. The seats are larger, no manual seat adjustment. No manual cushion seat adjustments. For me, that is a con because I'm tall, but the seats are a little bit longer than the prior gen. They're not necessarily going to be bolstered sporty, which kind of wish that they had that, because even when you go into different trims, the JCW seat, it's going to have a little bit more performance bolstering, but it's still not quite as performance styled as the prior gen. So going more to the luxury side and giving you a touch of performance is what you're getting. The steering is going to be pretty light for the most part. Even going into go-kart mode, it doesn't really tighten up the chassis or do anything to make it more dynamic, but it will give you a little bit more of a experience when you're going from 0 to 60. But let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out the next video, merchandise, website, and Instagram. Leave a comment and a like, and let me know what you think about my 3 reasons why I would pick this over the BMW X1. And I'd like to thank Mini of Wesley Chapel for giving us this 2025 Mini Cooper Countryman S for our car review.